It's a good continuation with the prior speaker's topic. You talk about graduation, I'll talk about how to pay off your student loans. I have two questions for the audience. First is, how many of you have ever had a student loan?
Oh, yeah.
The next natural question is, assume you receive your paycheck. What's your payment priority? Let's say you have mortgage loans, auto loans, credit card, student loans. Which one you pay first? Which one you pay last?
My mortgage.
I pay my mortgage first.
Place to live.
Very reasonable. You need your family to have shelter. You pay mortgage. You need to drive to work. Got to pay off my car loans. I need my credit card to pay the groceries, so I have to pay the credit card bill. Student loans, if you're the last one to pay. If I do not pay, so what? Are they taking back my degree?
Can't do that.
This perfectly describes the picture of American families' finance. The student loan is the last one and the least one to pay. That's why the student loan is so special compared with some other asset types. Student loan is not dischargeable in the bankruptcy court, which means if you can get rid of your mortgage, car loans, credit card bills through bankruptcy filing. However, the student loan will go after you forever until you either pay it off or you die. The United States have the best higher education system in the world. Unfortunately, the most expensive one as well. So how to prepare your children's higher education financing is a very, very challenging task for every one of us. The first chart shows you the future college enrollments for the next 8 years. In 2007, there are 17 million students enrolled in college. The study shows that by 2017, 20 million students will enroll per year. What does that mean? That is roughly 1% increase per year. The college will be more and more crowded, and the tuition will be unquestionably expensive. The next slide shows the major fundings of college. There are 4 major sources. The parents' payment. Parents come from their own savings, home equity line credits. However, now the parents are losing their jobs. That part can be challenged. Another source is college scholarship and grants. That's the most important source so far. However, the college endowments has faced a dismal stock market recently, and the donations are going down fast. Another source is the federal loans. Loans are covered by the Federal Department of Education for guaranteed ed. That one have a lower interest rate. However, the loan amount is limited. You can only borrow up to a cap. The last one is a private student loans, which is not guaranteed by the government. They are more expensive in most cases. College Board, which is a nonprofit organization, they studied the family income versus the tuition increase. For the past 12 years, the American median family's income increased by roughly 1% per year, but higher education tuition increased by 3% for both private school and public schools. So you have a 2% funding gap out there. So how can you fill the gap? Do you see the heavy burden on this chart? Next page. This one shows 10 years ago, if you enrolled in college, the total tuition of private school exceeds your federal loan borrowing by roughly $110,000. And for public school, the funding gap, or the funding shortfall is $42,000. That is 10 years ago. Now, the gap increased to $136,000 for private schools and $57,000 for public schools. You can see the funding shortfall is getting wider and wider. People have a hard time to catch up the bills. With all this in mind, let's strategize how can we protect our children's education future. It may be early to think of college for your children, but it's never too early to think of college savings. There are a couple of thoughts. One is be strategic. Do a careful planning. Do a cost quality analysis. It's maybe the in-state college provide a good quality of education compared with the private schools. So be practical on that. Second, spend the first 2 years in a community college near your home, then transfer to a four-year college. You'll save your tuition by at least 30%. The last one is start college savings. Have you heard about 529?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tax
Yes.
deductible savings. There are two major 529 on this chart. One is state level prepaid program. So you pay a lump sum today, you can lock your rate. Don't worry about it for the future. Fixed college tuition. However, it's only applied to certain in-state tuition. You cannot use it for out-state. The other popular program is Universal 529. You can use your money for any state you want to go to, which is good. However, the tuition is not locked, and you have to pay a big investment management fee. So be careful choosing the right one. So we have the best higher education system in the world. Our children deserve the best education, quality in higher education, to protect an exuberant future for our children. So by careful planning, strategic thinking, and by daily coaching to your children, you will make the best investment for your whole life, which is your children's education. Any questions? Let me know. Thanks.